I'm here at the Winmau factory where we're going to learn how you can go from this to this. And the man who can talk us through that process, no better person to do it, Lee Huxtable, Head of Production here at Winmau. Lee, just tell us a little bit about where we are. We've got the magician in his lair here.
Hi Chris, so you're now in our specialist fitting room where most of the professional players come. They have a personal touch, so we'll start off with designing the dart, moving on through the stages until the player hopefully goes out of the room totally happy with a brand new dart to take them on to the next level.
So the top players in the world have all been in this room getting fitted specially for the darts that work for them. That's the most important thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the personal touch that we offer and the technology that you see around you, that can be done in real time, so it can literally be done hopefully within one day, one visit. Sort of the player will leave here and they'll be sort of on a different level and take the game to the next.
Well, let's go through the process. What's this first of all?
You're actually holding a tungsten billet, which looks pretty plain. If I put the two tungsten billets next to each other, you've got a point hole and a threaded hole where the shaft goes. Actually, there's a big difference between these two billets because one of them weighs 30 grams, the other one weighs 25. The 30 gram one is 95% tungsten. The 25 gram is 85% tungsten. That's a big factor when you come in to fine tune the dart to get your weights right.
So every dart that we see on TV starts like that. You've got every a selection of a few players here. Some of them have been through various changes. Let's just pick a couple out and talk through the evolution before we go through the Joe Cullen ones at the end.
Okay, so I think we'll start off with Michael van Gerwen. So obviously he's got a few darts on the market. These are just a selection. Most of them have never been seen in public. They're just part of the design process, part of the testing process. So again, it's very, very, very personal. So we probably had 4 or 5 visits by Michael before it was actually announced that he was going to be part of the Winmau team. So all of this development, we tried different grips, different colours, different types of coating, different weight distributions. But generally, everything you'll see there, he likes a 53mm long dart. I think the diameter range will be between about 6.2, 6.5, somewhere around there. So that's just a sort of give you a bit of an idea of how much work goes in.
Which players do you have to make the most changes for? Who's been on the biggest journey?
I think Peter Wright has got his own story anyway, but if I was to say maybe Simon Whitlock. So Simon Whitlock obviously got to the world final. He's pretty much using this dart with a gold front. Even this dart had a lot of work, so there's different steps, different diameters along the barrel. Obviously it's pretty short, 1.7 inches. Then he kind of moved on to a completely different shape, different centre of balance, everything, completely different dart. He's currently using this dart at the moment. So you're not talking about small changes here. You're talking about changes of different length, different weight, different diameter, different position of where you're holding the dart. So that, I would say, Simon has probably gone through the biggest journey as far as the profile is concerned.
We're going to go through the evolution of these darts in a moment, Joe Cullen's, but you did mention Peter Wright there. There's a great story, isn't it? He drew a set of darts that you then brought to life and won him the World Championship. Just talk us through how you can do that. It's incredible.
The way he kind of works, if I was to sort of present a new dart to him maybe in October, I think by the time the Worlds come round, he kind of needs another refresh. He needs something to stimulate his play. So I think timing is key there. So I knew at this time, when we had the conversation, we had sort of a good half-hour chat, sort of jotting a few ideas down. So it was a lot of sort of sending images back and forth, and then sort of a week later, the darts landed on his doorstep, and he sent a text and he said, right, these are going to win me the Worlds.
Forgetting Peter Wright, I think he could kind of sit outside of this, but indulge me a moment. I'm a professional darts player. I come to you. How does the whole process work about sort of fitting me for a set of darts that would suit me?
Well, I like to get a little bit of a head start, so I'll get a little bit of feedback from the player before he arrives here. So I'll have an idea of what the weight of the dart. I'll generally take time to send some images of how he's holding the dart. I'll then sort of put a few things together, try and get a few ideas to give myself a head start. And then obviously he'll come into the workshop, we'll have a little throw of, maybe we'll show him some of the standard grips that we can offer, have a chat about whether he wants more grip, less, any thoughts to the player. It's got to be player focused at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They've got to believe in what we're doing.
But you did custom fit these Joe Cullen darts. He moved across to Winmau, and his game seems to have kicked on since. You've got the sort of evolution of those darts there. Do you want to talk us through how it went stage by stage?
Basically, we came across the idea, so we looked at his grip, and he wanted an area of the dart that he could consistently hold it time and time again without thinking, am I holding it in the same place every time? So we started off working on a small scallop roughly in the centre. I say that because we literally machined. We started off probably about 11 mil from the front, and we were going back half mil increments. So this scallop was moving its way back, and he'd have a little throw. Yep, until we ended up, that was the position where he felt right.
So Joe Cullen's got his brand new set of darts, I've got mine, and you could get yours too, because we've been here at the Winmau launch for the 2023 collection. And next time you pick up your set of darts, you'll know the full story about how much detail goes into the process of making a set of arrows.